Hello everybody, and welcome to our modest guild. So, who wants to tell me what happened last time?
On Dragon Ball Z.
On Dragon Ball
Sure. Alright, so, last time, if I can pull up the right spot in my lore book. So we went through the second illusory wall in the sewers and found a ritual circle with a freshly sacrificed body, as well as two people still in cages, most likely to be sacrificed sometime in the near future. We got to talking to these two captives and found that they're not even from this city itself. They're from a small farming village called Wiedenham, I believe, which is about 6 or 7 days' ride south of here. But they believe they've only been here for 2 days, so quite a bit of a discrepancy there with the knowledge they have. So we leave the sewers, escorting these people back and bringing the body with us as well, and meet up with our good friend Lieutenant Phoenix, who up until now has been a reasonable force in the guard that we've always been able to talk to. Someone of authority that we trust, right, everyone?
Some would say even our friend.
Some would even say our friend.
Yeah, some would say.
However, he is just straight up livid with us. He is extremely loud and argumentative right from the get-go, telling us that we basically kind of fucked up everything. The music's a little bit loud. I don't know if it should be.
It's a little loud.
Just a touch. Yeah, it got a little bit loud.
Yeah. And so he basically went off on us, saying that we missed an entire, grouping of bodies in the false bottom of a cart we were supposed to search.
Because we didn't go off book enough.
Yeah, yeah, it was a little bit of a discrepancy on how off the book he wanted us to be, I guess. And we did search the cart, but didn't find a false bottom. We even found, what did we find inside that? There was a crate
of soul stealing.
Yeah, we found that inside the cart, but apparently our inability to find this false bottom and all these dead bodies made us the worst student deputies he's ever given little gold star badges to. He basically then tells us that, we argue back, of course, but he tells us basically one more step out of line, and we're basically back where we started, where he's just going to throw us into jail. Does anyone want to take it from here?
So, this is when we also find out that he is,
we're at war.
A lieutenant. Yeah, he mentions the war, and Capriel gets super triggered. And, Cal starts to try and pull his Cal stuff, and she's like, you fucking stop it. And then the Lieutenant Phoenix starts to try and be like, I'm Lieutenant Phoenix. And she's like, you also fucking stop it. And she drags Cal out of there, and everyone else walks out of there. And then everybody splits up into 3 little groups to go get supplies. Or was this before or after the thing with
Jenkins?
Yeah.
That was after.
Yeah, Jenkins happened right after we left speaking with Phoenix.
Yep.
Yeah, Jenkins approached us and he told us that that there was a hostage exchange about to happen that night.
Well, he's the one that told us about the Phoenix. He said he didn't trust Phoenix because Phoenix just showed up and told them to tear the cart apart, and that's when they found the bodies. Or not the bodies, the people.
And plus, Phoenix isn't exactly an actual guard here. He's actually part of the military who came in as an extra force to keep the town safe.
And that's when Capriel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people split up to go prepare for the hostage exchange happening that night. And what happened in Grandpa?
Mostly just some talking about, trying to do the right thing, and Grandpa gets some supplies and gets a apron for me. He has a gift.
In Olympius's group, which was just Olympius. Oh, he went to REI, yeah.
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 And then in Cal and Capriel's group, strong emotions happened.
What else is new?
She basically told him that he was right. She should have trusted him more, and that she's going to kill Phoenix. And then she revealed backstory stuff to him.
And her voice, like, got all spoopy.
Yeah, it got all spooky.
Yeah, that too.
Cal
learned
told...
his name.
Yeah, Cal told Capriel his first name, Salutoris. Then we went back to the inn.
Did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that apparently.
We went back to the inn, and we got some rest before the hostage exchange. Cal told Grandpa about Capriel's plan and said he didn't think he could talk her into not doing it, so he figured his best course of action was to just
Help
make
her
sure
kill
that,
him.
yeah, was to damage control and follow her. Capriel stole Olympius's journal and wrote in it and asked him to help. Right? That's what happened.
Yeah, and since he had seen her handwriting at the beginning of the session during the silence part, he recognized it and he agreed.
We did our watches. Olympius did some... He, like, changed his coat to look more scaly and, like, made a disguise. We went to the warehouses where the hostage exchange was supposed to be at. Waited. They came up. We rolled a stealth check. Cal failed spectacularly. They saw us. We fought. Capriel got messed up. But,
Real bad.
yeah, we managed to keep her up and kill 2 of them, capture 1 of them got away, and we saved the hostage. And I believe that kind of wraps it
Which
all up.
2 were killed? Just so I have it in my notes.
We killed the Elven woman and the Red Cloak. What was Red Cloak cultist? RCC? Is that what we were
Was it-
calling
Yeah, we
it?
call them RCC.
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 Was that the
Fishing
fancy pants cultist one?
That's
No,
No,
we captured
we,
Fancy Pants.
Okay,
Yeah, cast sleep on him.
okay, gotcha.
I think Olivius took the current high benchmark for damage with 25 with 1 spell. Not
Oh,
that-
really?
Yeah. Not that I'm
Damn.
keeping track of who has the biggest one shot right now.
Not that you're keeping track
Not
or
that I'm
anything.
keeping track.
I took,
Baka.
like, I took 17 in 1 hit.
Yeah, but he still dealt 25 and I've done 24.
Oh, he dealt 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said took the most.
No.
Oh no, that would have knocked me out in 1 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like I said, I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah. What... First things first, investigating who this prisoner is.
Alright.
Like, before anything happens, because something's bound to happen.
That's
It's
fair.
us.
And if if music's loud, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it so that way people can actually hear it, because when I went back and listened to it, you can't hear the music at all on the Twitch side. So we're trying to get that to work too at the same time. So I'm trying to balance it out so they can hear it and it's not too loud for you guys. Anyway, so as you rush over to the woman, she appears. So when you go over to her, when you get a better look at her, she is a human female, and she's dressed in about, I'd say, a knee-long length tan tunic that's tied at the waist with a thin rope. She's wearing some dark brown pants and leather shoes. Her build is, I would say, quite fit, as if like she works in a field or something. And she has dirty blonde hair that's up in like a loose bun. And when I say loose, I mean kind of like there's like a bun, but like some of the hair isn't like taut like it's supposed to be. Some of it's kind of like stringy coming down by her face and stuff like that. Almost as if like part of it is she doesn't have the time to like make it like a nice pristine bun, and also as if she was kind of like
taken against her will.
Hey Adam, I was thinking about something too.
Mm-hmm.
I have my hex still active on that orc that was running away. I'd know exactly where he is, wouldn't I?
Nope, that only works with Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with Hex.
I believe hex says that you know their location.
Nope, I double checked it, and also in Critical Role they said that too. So.
Let me read the spell. Keep going. I'm gonna keep reading the spell.
All right. So yeah, so that's as you come up to her and she's like that. She is very conscious, but it looks like she is very, very tired. Like she's kind of breathing heavily.
Well, she is conscious.
Yes, she's conscious.
Oh.
She looks up to you as, who are you?
I think the better question is, who are you, and who are these people?
Can you not see he is scared, Alephius? Don't worry, we're not here to hurt you. We want to help.
I mean, I thought that was clear.
I can understand. Oh wait, shit! I just realized I'm not on the right music.
It's all happy and exciting.
Can I tie up
we did just
Mr.
kill a bunch of...
Fancy Pants, please, while this is going on?
Yeah, I'll
Remember-
help. I'm going to get out some rope, and I'm also going to nail his clothing to the ground as well.
I'll go too.
You may laugh, but in session 0, we had to do this because Alephius did really poorly at tying a knot around his arms.
We should do it to the boxes. There's some big boxes, like
Yeah,
Spider-Man
we can do that. Sure.
and tie them up to the box.
Grandpa reaches into his apron pockets, pulls out some nails and just a small hammer, and gestures for someone to hold them up to the box so I can start, putting in the nails. So yeah.
We'll do that while they're talking to...
Clunk, clunk, clunk. So that's fair. So yeah, he goes, my name is Mavis.
And... Yes?
I'm from Colville.
Colville, that's where we were. That's where the three of us were before we came here.
Is it?
I think
How
so.
long ago were you there?
What was it? Not but a week ago? Little more?
Just over a week.
What were these, as I gestured to the corpses and unconscious person, what were they trying to do?
I don't know. All I know is that when I was taken, I was unconscious, and that I woke up, I was being led through some woods, and then I don't remember much, and then I came to, we were walking into this building, this place. What is this thing?
It is some warehouse, no significance particularly that we know of.
Over my shoulder, as I'm nailing this guy again to the crate, I say, "You are currently in Wolfear. If you were not aware, presently."
Right.
That's kind of far from where I'm from. How did they get me here so quickly?
We're thinking that you were just unconscious for a very long time.
Can I tell her the date? See if it matches up? Your expectation?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what the actual date is. So
I
tell her the date.
Here, let me check. Cause I would have it around here.
What year is it?
Exactly.
Alright, so you guys would have started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You would have started in the month of Zerzisha, and it probably would have been it'd probably be right now about the 15th.
It's about the 15th of Zerzisha. Is that anywhere near your last memory?
It wasn't. Oh God, I was home. It was about the 8th last I remember.
It appears you were then knocked out for a long period of time. Do you remember anything about when they took you? Or anything up until now?
I don't. All I remember was I was working in the fields. Sun was coming down, and I was about to head inside, and then I got grabbed, and then that's all. That's all I remember before being in the woods.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if there's any sort of residual magical effect on her, or any kind of hint of what kind of spell was cast on her if it was magical?
Yeah, sure.
Wunderbar. Yeah. 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Yeah, you would know this as probably just like a better version of the sleep spell.
Probably an elongated and sustained sleep spell, if I had to guess.
I don't know what that means, but that, based off the way you said that, it sounds reasonable.
It's okay, you are safe now. Do you remember any part of them getting you here? Any chatter? Anything they might have said?
All I remember was them saying that there was supposed to be some sort of meeting. I don't remember the name that they said. They said they were going to meet with someone.
Think back. Are you positive you cannot remember?
I don't.
I like to put
remember. I'm sorry.
I'll put my arm around her shoulders. Do not worry. It is okay.
Mr. DM, can I make an investigation roll of the bodies and the person we have tied up? Not looking for more correspondence, maybe some orders that they might have.
Yeah, sure. Make an investigation check.
I wonder if I can assist.
21.
It's too late. He has already rolled.
Yeah. I don't think I'm
No need, he got a 19.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Great.
God, you don't need me. I'm just gonna keep putting nails into this guy's coat and
That's the
afraid.
first time I've rolled well on an investigation check, so there's that.
So as you're you're going through the bodies, and you don't really find anything kind of like that. You do find collectively about 6 silver and what looks like to be another one of those daggers of soul stealing.
Another
one.
Another one. That puts us up to 3 if you grab that one, because I got 2.
I'll grab it. Assuming I
Jesus,
recognize it.
we're just getting things like lollipops.
Must
Don't
be
go
them. Yeah.
Well, we still don't know who they were supposed to meet here, and I'm not sure if we want to be around when those people show up.
Do you think we could stake it out, act like nothing has happened, see if anybody shows up?
I mean, we'd have to hide the bodies real quick, and Oliphius can clean up with his magic the effects of the battle. We'll hide.
Yes, I can do that.
It's about this time you guys hear some more football.
Shit.
Prestidigitation, prestidigitation, prestidigitation.
I'll grab
Quickly
the 2
hide.
bodies and drag them
That
under
one
the cart.
just ran off. He's either going to bring more back, or he's going to alert the others, and they're not going to come.
That's fair.
But this is a completely separate party. It's presumable that they're separate entities and wouldn't be warned by him.
I think we should still just hide.
Yeah,
Or
let's
at
just
least
hide.
get away
Hide.
as quickly as
I'm
possible.
gonna drag the 2 bodies under the cart and roll under the cart with the 2 bodies.
Clank, clank, clank.
Yeah, clank, 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 clank.
I'm going to quickly try and clear up any forms of a fight and, hide.
I do believe hiding is a good idea. However, and I gesture to the guy we just nailed to a crate, literally right in front of the door.
It's too late now.
Pick up the crate. Move the crate.
That's a
We
really
also
big
did.
crate.
Hang on, guys. We also did say that we wanted Jenkins to show up like shortly after the time of the fight.
There's still
Then
the
if
off
it's Jenkins,
chance.
we can come out of
Yeah,
hiding.
there's still the off chance
Alright.
it's not Jenkins. I'll say
It's
that
about this
underneath the
time,
card.
like you, some people walk into the warehouse.
Oh shit! Hi.
They appear to look like guards.
Ah shit.
Oh,
Like
Is
shitty
Jenkins with them?
guards. Jenkins is not with them because remember he said he wasn't
He
on
wasn't
duty
on
that
watch,
day.
but he was gonna say who is.
He said he was going to send some people. Is what he said.
Oh okay. He said he did say he was gonna send some people.
He said he was going to send people.
So
what
I
cat?
never tried to hide.
Yeah, I haven't either yet. So.
Yeah, neither have I.
I'll roll out
Which,
from
like, he's
underneath.
like
the-
trying to hide, but like catch all of us running over a pit of bodies, just like ah.
What was the female god's name that doesn't like us very much?
Officer.
Angela?
Is he there?
No, she is not there.
Okay. Is
All
Phoenix
right.
there?
No, Phoenix is not there.
Thank fuck.
These are there are three guards, and none of you recognize who they are.
Okay.
Hello, officers.
One of them steps up, is like, "Are you the ones Jenkins told us about?"
Yes.
We are.
All right. They look over the other two, and both of them start walking. One of them starts walking over to the woman, and the other one starts walking over to the man that you guys, hammered into the crate. The head one walks over to.
We only hammered the live one into the crate.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah, only the alive one.
Yeah. The one who gave them the orders walks over to who would be right there? Probably I'd say Grandpa, because you were still over by where you
Great.
hammered it
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah.
He walks over to you and hands you what looks like to be a folded piece of paper.
I will look at him briefly and then just open it up and read the letter.
Got a bad feeling about this.
After you open the letter, suddenly it explodes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a howler. I knew it.
it's a howler.
It says, "I knew you would do this." Signed, Phoenix.
Underage took the car.
No note.
So as you guys, so as you open the letter and you look inside, it looks like to be a letter from. That's interesting. Anyway, so I'm looking at my levels for the audio, and this song doesn't like to show up.
Oh weird.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a real weird name to sign.
Now it's more. It's another unknown entity.
I'm sorry. I
Enigmas and
don't
lies.
quite understand the content of this letter.
Anyway, so yeah, the letter says, "Hey guys, so I have some news I feel like you're not gonna like. The only thing I can think of to get Phoenix to not get angry at you is to have these guards take the credit for this bust.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but it was the only thing to come up with on short notice."
No, oh no, I was just gonna.
I was gonna
say
suggest that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Grandpa looks at the note and just kind of gives a shrug, like, "That sounds great." And have you read this? And he goes,
He walked up to the guy. He's talking with the other guy. Richard, stop messing
Other
with
guards,
Tyranids.
Okay,
Cannon!
good.
Cannon, the guard's
Another
name's
named
Richard.
guard.
And he's fucking around in the back for some reason.
Yeah.
He's kicking one of the corpses.
He's moving the body.
His name
yeah,
is Richard, and he prefers Richard, but he's gay.
Anyway, so the man looks over. He's like, I have not looked at it, but I mean, Jenkins told me basically what was in it. So,
Well, congratulations, officer. You have successfully dispatched 3 known culprits and saved a hostage.
It
Good
is also
job.
odd that the second party never showed,
You also caught one alive. Congratulations.
and somehow managed to nail him to a crate. Congratulations.
Don't
So
let
what-
this one touch you. It does not feel good.
Also, this one will probably, and I gestured to the guy at the crate, he will likely have a heart attack at some point and die, because they tend to do that once they're captured.
I hope it's sooner rather than later.
Did the name Mavis ring any bells, by the way? Was that one of the people that were missing when we were in Colville?
No, the only one whose name I remember is Barbara Streisand.
That's the only one I remember too, but I was willing to
The only
like.
one you need to know.
Yeah, I was willing to roll to see if if that was one that I should remember.
sure.
History check.
Yeah, sure.
What happened in your side adventure?
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that.
Nope. I was neither.
That's a 6.
Yeah, you don't remember the name Barbara Streisand was so weird. It kind of like overwrote everything else. Any other name you remember?
We should probably wake up our friend here. I do have some questions.
I'm tired. We should go back to the inn. It's their problem now.
Well, my concern is the fact that this is the first cultist we've run into who has had, well, magic. More or less.
And I'd rather get
Oh.
information from the source than secondhand from Phoenix.
Would it be alright if we stayed for the interrogation?
One looks over. He's like, "Yeah, that seems to be fun." And like literally, as he's saying that, all of a sudden, the man who's kind of nailed to the thing starts twitching like uncontrollably.
Crap, okay, health check.
Lay on hands.
Healing word.
Or medicine check, sorry.
Yeah, I'll do a medicine,
Words of
you-
I'll do a
encouragement.
medicine check, and you'll be laying the hands.
Yeah.
And I'll be saying words of encouragement, because
Oh.
that's all I can do.
I'm gonna
I'll say
try.
words of encouragement too, but I'm just gonna go da 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 da.
Capriel, that's not helping as I take his pulse.
Let's
Go
see.
towards the light.
15 for my medicine check, trying to see if I can stabilize in any kind of way
Okay.
the
And
palpitation.
then what? And then Cal, you
Okay,
said
so
you
I'm
were.
going to spend 5 of it to try and neutralize a poison that may be affecting him. And
Okay.
then the other 5 will be to try and heal him.
So you're going for a full 10.
Yep, of all 10 that I have.
All right. So as all of you rush, like the 3 of you rush over, like the 2 guards who were standing close by, them kind of like back up really quickly because they're suddenly surprised by your movement. And Alephius, from your like cursory glance looking him over, you don't know what exactly is going on.
Yeah,
You have a small idea based off of what happened last time, but you're not 100% certain.
I'm not a medicine man. I more kill
Yeah.
them than heal them.
Yeah.
I wave at the
Um,
guards and say, "Don't worry, I'm a professional."
So Grandpa, as you start taking his pulse, it seems like his pulse is like beating rapidly.
Yep.
And so, Cal, as you rush over, you touch him and you dump some of your healing light into him. Some of the light goes in from your arm and it goes coursing through as quickly as you can force it out and into his body. And as it starts enveloping into his body, he suddenly stops twitching and then goes limp.
Is he dead?
And his pulse.
Stops.
No. And Grandpa just like, as if like you're like a doctor, like date and time, Cal. Clock.
The 15th of
Oh,
15
Too
a.m.
late at night.
just to make sure, that we're on the same page. Adam, when I investigated the bodies, I also would have searched his body. I don't know if that was...
Yep.
Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure we were on the same page there. God.
I'm gonna ask the guards if they recognize this guy.
Oh yeah, we haven't... What does he look like? Pull the mask back.
He's very, very elegant looking. Like, or not
He
elegant.
wasn't wearing a
well-dressed.
mask.
I thought he had a hood on. Like,
Yeah, clearly
It was like up, but it wasn't like covering his face.
Clearly, he's Vega from the popular franchise Street Fighter.
Yeah. You see that this man seems to be pretty young, probably around close to his mid to late 20s. He has kind of like light complexion, and he has kind of like very light brown hair. It's kind of shaggy a little bit.
From his clothing, can I kind of discern, like, maybe where is he from? Not from, like, location-wise, but more like societal? If he's low society, high society, or...
I'm pretty sure he's high society.
Pretty sure as well, but
Bitch is wearing Prada.
But is it, like, something that's common
Louis
here,
Vuitton
or
robes.
is it...
It appears like he's wearing some finer clothing underneath his cloak. I mean, it's not like, it has any kind of like super special, like clothing, like super unique anywhere.
Okay.
You just see that it's kind of more fancier.
Alright. Can I do a quick arcana check on the effects that we saw to see if it was a curse or if it was...
Sure.
Okay. Or if there's, like, something on him that suggests a curse.
nice.
23.
23. All right. Yeah. No. This is definitely a curse.
Okay.
It seems to be sort of like a inflicted curse, like nothing he did like recently, but it's like something that has been placed upon him. Kind of. I'm gonna go with kind of on this one.
Okay. Are there any markings that like show evidence of this curse, or is it just more latent arcane properties that
It's more
suggest
like
this?
latent arcane properties. Also, kind of like from your study, from back where you came from, maybe like a little bit of use we were coming from where you came from as well. It seems very similar to the point where you're kind of like, oh, okay.
Oh. Like, wait. When you say where I came from, are you talking like where I came from, or are you talking like side adventure where I came from?
Where you came from.
Oh. Okay, that I make a special note on that. Interesting.
Well,
At
seems
that
like
knowledge, sorry.
I was just gonna say, it seems like keeping them alive does not seem to work yet again.
But yeah, at that knowledge, Alephis is gonna definitely back away. Like, he's gonna get a fair distance between you guys both, physically, and he's kind of drawing back, if that makes sense.
Physically, emotionally, mentally.
Yeah.
Olympius, is something wrong? I didn't see you cast a first level spell or anything like that.
Well, actually,
I cast many.
he cast many.
Oh.
Oh yeah. By the way, could you please roll on the thingy for me?
Of course.
I thought he rolled on all of it for when he was casting spells.
No.
He activated his special ability too, though.
Oh no.
84, not fireball.
That is the important thing. Let me actually
What's
get
the death number?
7 and 8.
It's
6
8
or
and
7.
6. No, 7 or 8.
Yeah,
Is
7 or
the
8.
everyone dies.
Well, everybody
I
but
mean,
I
we're
die. I'm
we're also
now out of
getting-
range.
We're also at the level where we don't have to worry about it so much.
Let me get what the effects are. 84. Damn it, I had that open. Where
Also,
did I?
I'm gonna let my right go away now. I forgot to do that. The guards saw it all.
Yeah.
Green flames on a scythe.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm sure I've seen stuff like that before.
Mihi, stay very far away from Kafriel.
Adventurers are weird people.
You're a witch!
Wow, that's rude. You don't just walk up to people and say that.
So what's the 84? Does
84 is.
Swear to God, if I end up flying.
How far away am I from
Damn it,
everyone?
That guy just died and I could have done
You could have what?
I could have done Fallen Puppet, I forgot.
Oh god.
So when I say I'm moving far away, I was like moving far away. How far away am I from everyone?
30 feet.
I would say you probably got maybe 20 feet before it activated.
Okay. How far away are the guards? I should ask specifically.
Oh no.
Oh lordy.
The guard, two of the guards, I would
They
say.
already backed off when we approached.
Yeah, well, they took a couple steps. It's not like they backed off a ton. They just like took a couple
Okay.
steps backwards. So I'd say two of them are probably 20 feet away from you. One of them is probably about 30.
Okay. Well, everyone takes this.
Oh god, what happened?
Everyone takes 4 points of necrotic damage.
What
happens?
Oh
Also-
Jesus! Oh no.
What?
Also,
I
how
have
many
to check
people are
something
within
real
30?
Oh
Well, it's
no.
not 5 damage, so it can't. It likely won't kill anyone.
What about the hostage girl though?
Again, it's not 5
That's
damage.
what I'm looking.
Well, she was
Oh,
already
God.
hurt though.
Considered.
I don't know if she was hurt. She was just roughed up. Like
I mean, roughed up. Generally
more
means
so
kinda-
from the travel, not like they beat her or anything.
What happens? What is the actual effect of that happens?
What is necrotic damage specifically?
It's
Necrotic
like-
damage is
Full
undead
energy.
energy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
unholy energy.
I like when I do hex, my damage is necrotic.
Yeah.
How many people is that in total? That's 3 guards, that, and then everyone else. So that's
8 people.
8 people. So I get healed 32 health.
What happened? What's the narrative?
describe
Okay, so when he starts walking away, he suddenly, Olivia suddenly like falls to his knees as he starts like, like reaching for his head, and black shadow like leech off all of you and are absorbed into him.
Ow.
Ow.
So
Each
basically, I
creature
guess I'll
within-
imagine this is like he does this, and one of the guards goes, "What's going on with it?" And all of a sudden, just boom, all of that happens. Like shoo shoo goes right into it.
So
I'm just,
each creature,
I'm gonna let you know.
creature within 30 feet takes 1d10 necrotic damage. You gain hit points equal to the sum of the necrotic damage
Oh my
dealt.
God.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna let you know, Oliphius, you are so lucky that for things I do the maximum hit points they can have. Otherwise, that that lady would be fucking dead. If it wasn't for the fact that I take max hit points on things, she'd be fucking dead.
Is she still conscious?
Mihi is
Yes.
going to turn to Oliphius, like just like a weird look of like if you like kicked a puppy, how the puppy looks at you afterwards. Just Oliphius, what was that?
I don't know. This is why I can't get. I'm just gonna see you guys back at the Amber Ale, and he's just gonna leave.
Aww.
Well, as you leave, one of the guards is gonna try to stop you and say, Why did you attack us?"
I
can't
didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't. No,
I'm gonna run after Olympius.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on the guard that like approached him and just basically say, please pay him no mind, and I'm gonna point at him and healing word.
I'm running after
It is
Olympius.
it is a frantic run.
I'm running after the both of them too.
I'm
He
just the
heals
only
4.
one left.
Exactly 4 points of health. Grandpa
Grand-
continues to roll low on damage or healing.
Unless I roll for him.
Unless you roll.
Being completely alone now without the party.
No,
of-
And
Grandpa's
Grandpa.
there.
Grandpa's
No,
there.
Grandpa's there.
Grandpa ran.
No, I just
No,
like,
Grandpa just pointed at.
healed the guard to try to be like
Okay.
no hard feelings kind
Never
of.
mind. We good.
That's my no hard feelings cast.
I'm so sad because the next one above or below, 1% would have been 1% below. I gain additional action immediately. 1% above, I cast mirror image. All right. Yeah. No. Olympius is just gonna run. He doesn't care if you guys are yelling or anything like that. He's getting as far away from all of you as possible.
Too bad, friendship.
Friendship.
I mean, don't you both have equal speed? I don't know. If you
Yeah.
catch up.
Yeah.
Who has the higher con mod?
Probably myself or Caffrael, maybe.
Probably
Plus
both
two.
of them.
Yeah. Takes a while to run for that long, though.
Plus.
You all have the same constitution. You all
Yeah.
have
15.
literally the same constitution.
The never-ending chase.
Alright, so as they're running away, Grandpa and me here, are you guys doing anything there still, or?
I think we should go after them.
Yes, I think so as well. Excuse me, and he turns to the guards and. Again, I can't exactly explain that outburst, but please know it was an accident. If you can please tell Jenkins that we would like to meet him somewhere, tomorrow to discuss this further. Please do so.
And remember, as far as Phoenix is concerned, you never saw us.
just fade away, guys.
You didn't see anything.
Yeah, and then I'll take
Yeah, when
the
the guard goes like, yes, I will pass on the message, and I don't even know who you are.
and I'm going to fold.
Seriously, I have no idea who you
I'm
are.
gonna fold up the note until it's about like yay big, and I'm gonna pluck it into my alms box, and it catches fire in the fire within.
Alright.
And I'll.
Hey, you know what? Positive. Now the guards look damaged and healed.
Hey!
It looks like they went through a fight.
Wow! They were even hit by necrotic damage, which like really
Right?
tells the story.
Overall, this was all planned.
Alright.
Clearly.
I love it when a plan comes
Well,
together.
don't you guys remember when we wrote this like a week ago?
Yeah.
I had
Scripted.
some issues with the way the
Scripted.
writers did things later in this episode, but we'll get there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go off as well.
Alright, so
What's everybody's
I am-
con
2.
mod? Mine's 3. I might be able to catch up eventually.
So
Mine's 3 as
cardio.
well. Mine's 3 as well. I
Why
got
is
Grandpa needs
wouldn't this be
cardio.
Zeus?
if Olympius knows he's being chased,
Caffrael's yelling after him.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do for that. Darn. Alright, if that's the case, he's gonna try to give you guys a slip with an acrobatics check. Like, run down alleys
He's
or
gonna parkour.
something.
So yeah, I guess this is gonna be a contested acrobatics check to the.
Between all three of us? Like,
Yeah, I mean, no, I will. If you're all chasing after Olympius, I would say everyone has to roll, but Grandpa and me have to roll at disadvantage because they're so far behind.
You know, that's fair.
what's the... Alex?
Is it acrobatics?
Are you-
Alex-
Acrobatics.
11 is the target number.
9! 9!
Nine!
Hey, I got 11!
Did I roll?
Yeah.
And
you got a
you did,
9.
yes,
Oh,
you got a
9.
9.
9.
Am I the only person who catches up?
Yeah.
Grandpa beats the fuck by.
Grandpa with your... Well, Grandpa, you're also tall, so you have really long legs.
It's that reptilian
So
friendship. We can't
It
break
is.
that bond.
As you go, like, eventually Lephius, like, boom, goes down one alleyway, boom, another, and he just keeps running around. Cafarel, you eventually take a wrong turn, and then a little bit after that, Cal, you take a wrong turn as well. Mihi, you take a wrong turn at the same time Cafarel does. And Grandpa, you just keep going, and eventually you start catching up to Lephius.
Grandpa,
The moment he thinks he's lost the majority of the group, he's just gonna like round a corner and stop and like just fall to his ass and like cover
And
his
as
face.
you round that corner, is Grandpa just like right there?
I imagine that he rounds the corner as well, or
Okay.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I would imagine that too.
Yeah.
Like he stops, and then Grandpa. That's when you hear you get to it, like Lephius, you get to a dead end, and then like as you get there, you kind of go to your knees and like hold your hold your face and forehead, and then Grandpa. That's when you turn around the corner and like out of breath.
Yeah.
When he hears you, it's just hands up, just please just get away. I don't want to hurt you. I really don't want to hurt you.
Deep breathing, trying to catch his breath, just, too old for this shit. And he's gonna just has his hands up and he's just gonna sit down, cross-legged, and just sit there. And as he's continuing to catch his breath, says, "Take all the time that you need, Lephius. I will stand right here."
This is why I don't cast anything complicated. This is why I don't do anything more than what I do. That's why I just want to... I didn't ever want to be an adventurer, Grandpa. I didn't ever want to be helping people. I just wanted to get here and do my research.
Well, you've been doing your research indeed.
Yes, but I've been doing stuff. I've been doing more, and this is what happens when I do more.
Yes, you may have unleashed a little something extra there, but in the end no one was truly harmed, and, well, think of all the good you have done. I know it wasn't your intent.
What good have we done?
You saved some people from sacrificing to some kind of devil. That's pretty good, I guess.
3.
3? That's 3 more than would be corpses right now. Otherwise,
What more is 3 corpses on the ground?
well, to some of those people's families, those 3 corpses would be quite a bit. I know it doesn't seem like much.
Don't want to keep doing this.
If you don't want to cast any of these spells that are more complicated, you don't have to.
No, I don't want to keep hunting after some cult that we don't even know anything about. We know that they're not from here. And everything we do is thrown back in our face by our supposed benefactor.
I mean, I definitely agree with you there that he's kind of an asshole. But if this is something that you don't want to do, we're not forcing you to come along with us. We, of course, enjoy having you with us, and we count you as one of the team. But, in the end, it is all up to you.
What team? We've only known these people for 3 days.
And what a 3 days, right?
The only reason why we're still together is we were roped in it together by Phoenix.
That is correct.
I just want to get back on the road, and I just want to get as far away as I can.
Can I ask how many pages in your journal you have filled in these 3 days?
4.
Well, that's quite a bit. That's more than a page a day. I know you want to be focused on your research, but you seem to be learning quite a bit about magic, especially with what we've been running into. It's something that even I have not seen, and I've traveled quite some time. sometimes doing research is more than just reading in books. Sometimes it's stepping right into the field, you know?
Sound like Hequin.
Well, he was a wise man when I met him. Quite quirky himself. I rather liked him.
Just want to go back to the archives. Want to. I don't want these powers.
Olivius, I think most people find that when they are given powers, they eventually come to regret them. I myself didn't ask for the powers that I have, yet I try to do the best I can with what I have. I, of course, can't compare to what you have to deal with. I'm sure that burden is quite heavy. But I only hope that maybe with the people around you, maybe we can help you learn more about your powers so that you can control them better. Of the time you've been with us, I've seen you cast a few spells, and well, one turned you blue, so that's not so bad. One made a little clock guy, that was strange. But most of the time you seem to have been just fine, and I don't know. Maybe you are getting better at this. This is the first time it's been as catastrophic as you claim that it always has been.
But when's the time where... How long will it take until suddenly something explodes and I kill one of you on accident?
Well, lucky for you, I'm quite the healer. I think Cal has some tricks too. I've seen his hands glow. That's probably healing. Or a cantrip. So.
Please, just leave me where I am.
If that's what you want. And he will not leave, but he'll just turn around. Still sitting there.
Deliphius at that point will just softly sob.
And when I do hear him sobbing, I'm gonna toss back another. I think I gave you one already, but another chameleon, little metal animal figurine, just a chameleon one that resembles.
He'll hold on to it and he'll just clutch it tightly.
Smash cut.
Does everybody find him now? Do we meet back up at the inn? What happens?
When I couldn't find him, I headed back to the inn because I figured he'd have to go back there eventually.
Mihi
Does
would
he
follow
Grumbles at the
quietly
inn?
behind. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Grumbles is at the inn, so Olivia
Oh,
has to
yeah.
come back there.
Mihi would follow behind Caffriel because she would have gotten lost otherwise.
If I don't get kidnapped by the Pie Vendor Guild, I'll head back to the I'll
They
head
prefer
back
to think of themselves as more collective than a
Yeah.
guild, but
I'll make my way back to the inn too.
You don't like pies. We don't like those who don't like pies.
Time to go on the bird
I didn't
cross.
ask for all these feelings.
Okay, so as you guys eventually make your way back to the Amber Ale, obviously Caffriel and Mihi get there first, and after sitting there for a little bit, eventually Cal meets up with you guys too.
Can I ask? I would like to ask Vihi something. With Caffrael there. Mihi, how are you holding up?
what do you mean? I'm fine.
I mean, I haven't known you very long, and I don't know what happened. before you met us. But I've killed humanoids before. Caphrael has killed humanoids before, and in our time together, I've only seen you kill demons and imps. I don't know if that...
Oh. You saw that?
I mean, I think the entire group saw that. I'm always watching to make sure everybody's okay when we're fighting. And you handled yourself quite well. I'm glad that you're okay physically, but when I first killed somebody, it took a little bit out of me.
I don't know how I am. I don't know. I don't know about any of this. I don't know what we're doing. We keep trying and we just seem to make things worse.
Do any of us know what we're doing, Caphrael?
I just disassociate half the day, so.
That means none of us know what we're doing.
Holy fuck!
That means none of us know what we're doing.
Hang on, can we just get that on a shirt really quick?
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck!
First, if we ever get big enough to have shirts, that's the first shirt, I swear to Christ.
Either
Gotta be the
that,
I just
either
dissociate
that or
half the
light
day.
murder.
Oof and light murder.
Holy fuck.
Let's put all my bad feelings in a box and bury it.
Yeah. In a
And then
box,
one day
in the
I
attic,
die.
lock the key, throw away the key.
To protect me, my brain just like puts a wall between me and my feelings.
Too real.
Gosh.
That explains a lot.
Oh.
Anyway, back to the scene.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If you need to talk, I can listen. I'm sure Grandpa has been a good listener. Caphrael has her moments too. I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
I do not know.
I think okay changes from day to day. What even is good? Who knows?
Lately, it seems harder and harder to find.
I think good is now. It's not the future. We don't know what's gonna happen. It's not the past. It's already happened. My friends are alive. That's good. I'm alive, which is okay. And as long as...
Why is it good for your friends and only okay for yourself?
Because he's too hard on himself. That's why. He holds himself to impossible standards.
She's not wrong.
That sounds unhealthy.
My curse is... My name is something that I don't think anybody should have to deal with.
I think you should be proud of your name. Don't hide it behind other meaningless trivialities. Say your name and mean it. You shouldn't have to hide it.
Salutoris. Salutoris Calzarel. Savior of... what? Some farm girls? A family, a little boy? My friends? I don't know.
That is more than enough for some.
But not enough for others.
I just don't understand why you don't go by it every single day. Why do you hide it?
Because I couldn't save people that mattered. And I don't want to always have to be a savior. Or be the salvation. Why did she decide that this is to be my name? If I can make one person's day a day a little bit better, then I think that's enough. And if I have to lay down my life to do that, so be it.
She'll reach out and put a hand on Calzarel, either like his hand or his shoulder, whatever's closest. Then you are doing more than fine enough job without laying down your life. Give him a little bit of a smile.
Hey. And we'll figure out whatever this is together. Grandpa, Alythius, Caphrael, you, and myself. We'll figure it out. It'll be hard, but we'll figure it out.
I think it would take about an hour and a half for Alythius to kind of feel up to getting up and start heading back.
That's how we know we're friends. We've stayed up till 4 a.m. together.
Well, we took a sleep. Actually, is it almost time to go meet up with Phoenix now?
He never gave us a time. He never even told
Yeah,
us.
no,
He said bright and early every day till our names are cleared. No?
Not,
Okay.
not this recent time.
No.
Like he said
Oh.
that before, but post asshole
He
Phoenix
said
has.
he'll summon for us.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Also,
go.
fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too damn early. I'm going back to bed.
Are you going to bed before Lithius gets back, or are you gonna wait for him?
I don't know when he's coming home, so I'm just gonna go back to bed.
I can stay up, but something tells me I'm not gonna get much sleep tonight anyway.
I'd like to know they made it back okay. I'll stay up too. Or should I, out of game, should I go to bed, Mr. Dungeon Master? Would that make things
You get to make
easier?
whatever decision you want, mister.
Damn.
That sounds like meta knowledge.
That sounds like meta knowledge. I was just trying
I
to
am
walk
the
in.
meta.
No, I want to wait. I'm gonna wait for Alythius and Grandpa to get back.
Okay. I guess we're doing this a little out of order than I expected. All right, so Caphrael, as you go up into your bedroom, you close the door, you get ready for bed, and you lay down on the bed, kind of staring up at the ceiling with what's happened this past day, leading to what happened to tonight. And slowly and surely, sleep takes you. And as you go and nod off, hold on, I'm trying to find a specific playlist. Here we go.
You don't have a playlist that's just Caphrael Spooks?
Oh, here we go. Oh, these spooks.
It's called Spook Tunes.
Suddenly, your eyes kind of shoot open, and you are no longer in your bed. You are no longer in the room of the tavern.
Oh shit.
You are back at the cliffs.
Oh shit.
You are standing where you have stood so many times and so many years before. And as you look over the edge of the cliffs, you lose your footing and fall.
No.
And as you fall and fall faster and faster, suddenly you collide with the water below. But nothing happens. You are underneath the water, but you can breathe just fine. You're up,
The
right?
sound effects.
And suddenly the guard Richard is there.
yeah, as you look around, suddenly you start sinking down further and further. The light starts fading away from you. And then all of a sudden, as you get to a point where it's almost dark enough where you can't see, something comes out from the shadows. It is big, and it has what looks like to be cephalopod-like features. But it also has huge bat-like wings stretching from behind it.
Oh, Gabriel. Some of the Demon Broom tree hasn't had the power to contact me in a very, very long time.
And it gets close enough for you to finally see it in its full glory. Its eyes are a deep blood red. I'm also going to turn up the volume on that. Oh, I can't turn it up anymore. Look at that. So, turn this down a little bit. Actually, I have to do this separately. Sorry, hold on. I thought it was going to be louder than it ended up being. And it just stares down at you. Oh, I just realized what that music was. I was like, why is the music super loud? And then I realized it's because it was from my actual iTunes. Because I'm playing the speech from iTunes. Anyway, sorry about that. As I was going back to that. There. So, yeah, like I said, it is imposing and it looks down at you. You can still breathe, and you were just kind of floating there in the water as your hair kind of like starts to flow with the currents of the waters by the cliffs. Oh shit! I accidentally did a thing.
I am someone who's been part of your minds generations upon generations for millennia. I am a powerful being who's been around for longer than any god you mortals currently worship. I can give you what you desire, the power to do what you will. If you serve under me, no one shall have the ability to stand before you without you so wishing.
Are you just standing there looking at it?
I don't know if I can talk. I don't want to interrupt.
No, you can. Every time there's a pause, I'm literally sitting there waiting to see if you say anything before I continue.
Okay. What is the cost of this power?
I cannot give you all this.
Wait, wrong one. Sorry. That would be. There we go.
The only thing I ask in return is if I require something, you will do it.
I... Will you... Will you call on me often?
It should be rare enough that it will not bother anything that you do.
And I'll have power to help my family, to help my people.
Crap, where'd it go? Should be this one.
I can give you what you desire.
All right.
I cannot give you all this power now. Once I feel that you are ready, I will gift you with more.
But fair.
And as you say that, the tentacles wrap around you really quickly. And it pulls you closer and closer and closer till you're right up against its eye. And suddenly this feeling overtakes you. It feels as if the feeling of awe starts kind of spreading throughout your entire body. And then you start to feel powerful. Just a little more. Nothing too much more, but you feel as if this power is definitely starting to come, like he stated.
Shit.
That is super, super quiet. I know it's gonna kind of kill the mood, but I'm gonna pause it so you can hear it better.
Sweet dreams, little Calvario, and may no one stand in your way.
And as that happens, all of a sudden, everything goes dark. And this is probably, for the rest of the night, for the rest of your sleeping, this is probably the most relaxing you have felt while dreaming in a very, very long time.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Anyway, so... Did you
Back
enjoy
to
that?
reality.
Okay.
So with that, way too far, way too far down. There we go. Okay. So as the rest of you are sitting there, eventually, Oliphius and Grandpa come through the door.
Did we miss anything?
Cal is like asleep on the table and me just.
Nope.
Getting inside, Oliphius will hightail it to his room.
Ollie. Ollie.
No, you two. He needs some time. He's all right.
We
You hear a distant door slam.
We just wanted to make sure he was alright.
He is. He will be.
If you say he's alright, that's enough for me. But
Jay, just make sure Caffriel doesn't jab him too much tomorrow morning.
I'll try and make sure to be the biggest target I possibly can then. I'm gonna go for a walk. Don't wait up. Just leave the door unlocked, Grandpa.
Will do.
Alex's camera paused. Adam's camera
So
paused.
Adam's computer blue screened.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Do we want to take our break now?
I can set us to break screen and we can break real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna take a teeny teeny break, like just a little one.
Okay.
As our
This is
DM's
a lot
computer
earlier than
revives.
normal.
Yeah.
For break.
Oh, rip.
So-
All our
goes the
cameras
camera.
are
Cameras on.
Here
BRB.
comes break.
We'll check back in 10 minutes or as soon as Adam gets
Oh
back.
god, I take up like 4 screens.
Bye.
Bye. And we're back. Sorry for technical difficulties, everybody.
Yeah, my computer decided it didn't want to be alive anymore.
And we're
So-
back.
Great old
Sorry
one,
for technical-
Cthulhu,
Yeah,
has great
Cthulhu
power.
claimed Adam's
I think my
computer.
computer was like, that shit was too good. I need to take a
Old one,
moment.
Cthulhu,
Yeah,
has great
Cthulhu
power.
claimed
I
Adam's
think my
computer.
computer was like, that shit was too good. Anyway, so what? The last thing I heard was Grandpa go, "What did I miss?" And then my computer.
That's perfect.
So, Mihi and Cal were asleep. Oliphius stormed off to his room.
And Grandpa basically just said, give him a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about him. He's going to be fine. And he also said that, just kind of jokingly, is like, try to make sure Capriel doesn't give him too hard of a deal about it tomorrow morning.
And I said that I would make sure to be the biggest possible target I could, and I was going to take a walk before bed.
Little
Okay.
do you guys know.
Yeah,
that
little
Capriel's
do
gonna be
we
the
know.
nicest- No, I mean, like, little do you know, Capriel's gonna be the nicest to Olympians.
Mr. DM, sir, I would like to take a walk to the fountain I went to in session 1 when we first showed up to,
Before we jump to that,
Okay.
can I go upstairs? Because I mean, like, if everybody's leaving, I'm just gonna go to bed.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
I walk in the room. Is anything fucked?
No. It seems that, like, Capriel is probably sleeping the soundest she has in a long time. She's not even, like, talking weirdly.
For once.
Yeah.
Okay.
No weird contorted body poses either.
I'm gonna light a small candle on the bedside, prop my knees up, pop open Graham, and read some stories.
Okay. So, as you pop open Grimm and just kind of start reading stories.
Wait, no, this was supposed to smash cut to Cal. No,
Aha.
this wasn't supposed to happen.
Nope.
Not
Oh,
like
God.
this.
debated and outsmarted.
Stop it. I know you want attention, but not right now, okay? He was, like, clawing at my shirt.
Good.
So as you open up Grimm and start reading him, all of a sudden you hear, "Me."
An audible gulp.
Yes?
Something feels different.
Is it the weather? Is it like you knew a little bit more?
It's with me.
I'm sorry. Can I get you anything? A nice bookshelf? Some like maybe a rebinding?
I'm starting to remember things that I didn't before.
Oh. Like what do you remember? Is it anything specific? I'll also be doing this
Perhaps.
slightly in the cans because I don't want to wake
No,
up.
fair. Yeah, fair. Perhaps I shall show you.
I'm not sure how you could do that.
And as you say that, literally all of a sudden, your vision goes right into like
That's what
the
I was expecting. I'm not sure I could.
like no. Just, so you know that scene in Harry Potter and the.
You mean
in
the one that everyone in
Chamber
the
of
chat is
Secrets.
talking about right now? Yes, I
Oh,
do.
is that what everyone is saying? Yes. Okay. Yes. That is. I just looked over. Yes.
Yes, I remember. This was not my
Things like
intention.
that.
I'm so sorry, Ethan. I didn't mean to pull away.
No, it's cool. I'm happy. I'm excited.
So as so your vision goes dark, and then all of a sudden a light shows up, and as your vision becomes clear, right in front of you, you see a young woman in what looks like to be a black robe with dark purple trimming. Her facial structure is very similar to yours, and she has long white hair.
Anything like is she like clearly human or?
Another thing you notice is the ends of her ears are pointed.
Do I recognize this person?
You do recognize this person. The pointed ears throw you off a little bit, but this looks like a younger version of your mother.
Me, he, backstory, me, he, backstory, me, backstory, me.
Jesus. Okay. Can I see anything around? Is it just my mother right now?
So as you look around the room, you could see that the room looks dark, but it seems to be lit with a torch being carried by a man that's behind her. He's not directly behind her. He maybe is a little bit farther off, and you get a better look. And this kind of looks somewhat like maybe like a storage room, but it's not just like food stocks and like other things. It appears that like there's a lot of different things that are stored in this room. And the man behind her has red hair and who looks like the start of a beard. And he is in plate armor. Plate aimer. And you hear him address the woman. Hey, Ariel, what have you got there? And you hear, oh, it appears to be a book of some sort. It feels powerful. I know that I am fucking botching this accent, but it's supposed to sound French.
Okay.
We wouldn't have noticed unless you brought it up.
I know, hence why I said I'm botching this so hard right now. I can't do a French accent unless I'm like, oh, just like.
It's hilarious you mentioned that because I was trying to do one last night and I kept doing that to emphasize it was actually French.
You're doing fine.
As she says that, a spark of lightning like shines through, like the light from like what was like a spark of lightning shines into the room for like a moment. And right after that, what appears to be a bald elf, and I don't know if I told you this, but elves in my world, they're not just like pointy ears, like their elves come to a point, but they like stick out way farther back.
So they're more like World of Warcraft elves in terms of ear size.
Think more like Dragon Age.
Okay.
So like more like that. And the points on your mother's ears seem to be like it was mostly human that just came to a point at the end.
So I could logically assume. Well, I knew this. She's a half elf.
You didn't
right?
know this.
I mean, I've seen her before. I've seen her ears.
Yeah, you've seen her ears, and they were just normal round.
Oh.
Anyway, so you see this bald elf come into the room. He appears like he's not wearing a shirt. He's completely topless.
Whoa.
He has baggy baggy black pants. And he has traveling boots on. He seems to be like really fit, like super fit. And he has a blue dragon tattoo that comes up his right arm, and then the head comes out on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear him go.
He's an elf?
Yes, he's a full-blooded elf. And you hear him go, I think that's the last of them, Ariel. What are you guys doing here? The previous man speaks over to him and goes, I don't know where we'd be without those magic tattoos of yours. Ariel says she found some sort of book. Ariel goes, yes, I haven't looked into it yet, but I can sense a great magical power. I said, fucking botching this French accent. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Can I
haven't looked into it. Nope, started going.
Going a little Irish. Am I able to walk around? Am I like fixed point, or is it like I'm inserted into the scene?
You're kind of at a fixed point.
Okay.
You can look around still, but you can't move. You can't interact with anything.
Can I try to speak?
You may try to speak.
Mother? Hello? Mother? Nothing.
It seems that no one is responding to you.
Okay, figured. Continue.
But she goes, yes, I haven't looked into it yet, but I can sense great magical power emanating from it. The elf man goes, well, put it back in the bag. Is scoping out the rest of the place. We should go make sure he has backup.
Who is?
She goes,
sorry, I missed the name.
Every time someone's name is spoken, their mouths move, but nothing comes out. The only name that's being spoken out loud is Ariel.
Okay, Dalinar.
Why did you and Austin say the same fucking thing? And as Ariel says, right, your vision goes back to darkness, and as you blink, you're suddenly back in the room, in the amber ale. As you like blink a couple times and you look down, to which I assume you're about to speak to Grim, you notice that he is on a blank page, which you have never ever seen before.
I'm gonna touch the page. Anything?
As you touch the page, all of a sudden, what appears to be like letters start popping up from the pages. Do you understand Elvish?
Let's find out. I don't think so. No, I don't.
No. You can't read exactly what it says, but the more you look at it, the more it looks like it is some sort of spells.
Interesting. It's Elvish, but it's spells?
Mm-hmm. In my world, mammalian language for magic is Elvish.
Oh, interesting. I assumed it was the basic Draconic.
It's Draconic for the reptilian races, but for mammalians, it's Elvish.
That would have changed some languages I took. Okay. Okay. Can I take Grimm's little, cloth bookmark and place it in that page?
Yep.
So there are pages to you I haven't read yet.
I do not remember having these capabilities before.
Think back. Do you remember anything else?
The earliest thing I remember, after what I just showed you, was when you were born.
You remember when I was born? Wait, did finding you happen before or after I was born?
I do not remember until today. It happened many, many years before.
Huh. Interesting. Well, do some thinking. See if you can remember anything else. This is interesting. I think that was Mom's old adventuring party, actually.
Makes sense. I will try to remember as much as I can.
Thank you. And one other thing. Thanks.
It's no problem, Mii. You are my friend.
And you're mine. It's just nice now that I have other people that are friends. They're confusing and I don't know what to do with them in a lot of cases, but you always make it very easy. And I really do appreciate you.
I also appreciate you, Mii. I would not be the thing that I am today if it was not for you.
Don't say that. I'm sure somebody else would do just as well. But I think we'll spend some time together tonight. No. Keep that page bookmarked, but pull open some of like the comfort stories and just start reading those.
Alright.
The ones that are nice and cozy, make you want to curl up with a nice warm glass of blood and talk about the souls of the damned, cozy stuff.
Things that I read every night.
Exactly.
It wouldn't surprise me either in or out of character.
Yeah, I was not sure if I was talking in or out of character. I glance over to my Lovecraft book.
Such good sword stories.
With that, we will smash cut over to Cal. So, Cal Zarel.
Mm-hmm.
As you leave the building, there are many things on your mind lately. This adventure that you just started, where you could have been if Marielle was there with you, how things might have been different if you guys had never found that man who was sacrificing people. Whether that be for good or for ill, kind of goes to your mind. Eventually you make it over to that fountain that you were at the day before.
God, it's only been 2 days, hasn't it? Oh, shit.
I guess we're not taking an actual break tonight, are we? Since we basically had that.
We already did.
We already took our break.
It's up to you guys. I'm down for either way.
You're not getting
We
out
want
of
the
that
lore.
easy.
We want lore. We want lore.
Alright, so, you look into the fountain and you look at the figurehead for the fountain. You never really got a better look at it before. You were mostly focused on the water and trying to pray to Vivian before Caffarel distracted you. So as you get a better look at the figurehead for this fountain, it appears to look like a young man with a sword in his hilt, a shield on his back, looking off in the distance with an expression of wonder and excitement.
Excitement or excitement?
Excitement.
Excitement, okay.
It vaguely reminds you of yourself. Not physically, but just that expression reminds you of back, the days before when you were playing with Muriel when you were kids, and even leading up to the day you left when you guys were talking about leaving. And as you're looking up at this fountain figurehead, you hear something behind you.
I'll look over my shoulder.
As you turn to look over your shoulder, you are no longer in Muthir. It's a shocking change of sight. One would, you would expect, if anything, something to fade into this, but the second you look over, from blinking to look open, you're now on this path, what appears to be what looks like in a forest. One that you have never seen before. It doesn't even remotely even look like the forest close to where you grew up. And from that you hear some talking off in the distance. The area is foggy, so it is hard to see more than maybe 20 or 30 feet ahead of you, but you can see some figures farther down the path.
Do I recognize the voices? No.
You do not.
Hello? Is it male or is it a guy or girl? Older, younger?
As you get closer to the voices, they become clearer and clearer. And two of them appear to be male, and one of them appears to be an elderly female. As you get closer, you start making out details. One of the men appears to be in what looks like a golden plate armor. His helm, which conceals his face, appears to have two horns that come up on his side, as like the helm does. That's not like part of him. The helm comes out and has two horns sticking out from the side that comes up, kind of like a bull's bull's
Loki?
horns.
No,
Loki's come from the front.
Okay.
This one's coming from basically where his temples are.
Okay.
And they kind of come up like bull's horns.
Okay.
The other male appears to be, at first glance, what you can imagine probably some sort of nobleman or other person of great wealth. He's wearing very, very nice, fancy clothes, kind of like, you know, ruffles and a turncoat that kind of like curls up on the back. He's wearing like pure white pants, and he has what looks like to be sort of a like a fair complexion, not like super light, but it's very fair. He has blonde hair, which kind of, you know, comes down like to a bob, and he's got blue eyes. The old woman appears to have basically just a cloak of doesn't seem to be any great value. She's very, very wrinkled. Her eyes, it looks like it's hard for her eyes to stay open. And they seem to all be talking to each other when suddenly the man in the plate armor looks over to you and he's like, maybe you could... Sir, I have a question. Do you know the location of Avalon?
No, Mike. It's...
And like, so he says that, and then the man in fancy clothing goes, yes, we have been looking around to try to find it. All three of us happened to meet up right here. We were discussing where we believed it was. We all were hoping to make a wish, as the legend stated. A feeling comes upon you, and you feel like deep down, you know that you may only tell one person. Like out of this group of three. So the man in the armor goes, I think that I'm the most worthy to make my wish on the well. I have laid countless battles and succeeded in all, in glory and honor for myself.
Yes.
No one has opposed me in battle and survived. The man in fancier clothing looks to you and says, like, I believe that I am worthy. I have helped many, many people with great needs that they have needed, and I believe that with the wish I can attain, I can get even more money to help out, and also, you know, a little bit of a reward for what I've done. And the old lady looks to you and says, I have not done such great things as these two, but I do not wish for something of myself. I have worked hard in my life to make sure my community is comfortable in the way it is, and I wish for someone else, whoever needs the help, to gain the help that they need for theirs.
I'm going to offer my arm to the old woman, so she may... Does she take it?
She, like, reaches her hand, you know, kind of shakily, because she's old, and she, like, grabs your hand. She's like, thank you. Thank you, son. And as you lead this old woman down the path, you look forward in the path expecting something to show up, when suddenly you hear, coming from the old woman, never reveal Avalon to the unworthy. The location of Avalon is a guarded secret. As such, only invited those who have purest intention to walk upon its sacred ground. And as you hear this voice coming, you look over, and suddenly you are now leading Vivian down the path. Suddenly you hear laughter coming from behind you. And as you turn to see where it's coming from, you suddenly see yourself standing beside a table inside of the Amber Ale, amongst a huge celebration. Around you is, you know, your newly acquired friends, the party, with chests of platinum coins sitting beside them, tremendous amount of food and drink at the table, and each with a lover on their arm.
Oh shit!
Damn, Grandpa!
Especially Grandpa.
Especially Grandpa.
pal, Leia's gonna play.
He's got like
as-
5.
Minimum.
As you're looking around, Jenkins comes up to you and he says, "Oh, Cal, thank you so much for helping defeat the Rollingham Shipping Company. I don't know where this city would be without you. Please, please!" And you see him as he parts away, and you see another huge chest full of platinum pieces standing behind him. He says, "Please, as a reward, you deserve this the most."
It's been a long night. Give it to me.
Cabrielle's gonna walk up to him and she's gonna say, "Oh, Cal, I'm so glad you're here. Isn't that such a big pile of money?"
Green. Turns a shade of green.
She abandons her lover, and she just pushes him away.
Oh, snap.
You know,
I know the tenants, Vivian. I'm not gonna
if
take
you
the money.
take that she puts her, finger up to his lips. She's like, "You know, if you take that money, we can go back to my kingdom, take it by storm, and then you and I can be Lord and Lady. What do you think?
I know
It
the
would be
tenants,
more
Vivian.
than enough to start a new life."
I know the tenants, Vivian. I'm not gonna take the money.
Why do you keep calling me Vivian? You know my name.
Mihi will rise
Say
from the
it.
group and walk over. What do you mean you're not going to take the money? Do you know what kind of good you could do if you spent this? Think about all the items and equipment. How many people you could save if you spent this money on that? Or are you just too arrogant to realize when you need help?
Vivian is my help, and you're my help. I don't need any money.
We almost died fighting off those cultists. If we had a slew full of magic items, we could have won easily. But you just want us to die because you're too arrogant to take the money. Is that it? You could have saved us.
Grandpa's gonna stand forward next. Go, ha! Magic items. You're working with the best smith in all the lands, Cal. Have you ever seen armor made of pure platinum? I have once. That man had true strength. He could protect anyone. That is what you need.
Was my father among the people in the store? In this party? No?
No. The only people you recognize, other than Jenkins and maybe a few townsfolk, are your compatriots.
I couldn't have pushed that log off my father with platinum armor. A chest of money won't bring him back. I don't need money. I don't need women. I don't need your love.
Alyphius is going to stand up then and go, "Fine. Don't take the money. Don't spend it on equipment that we desperately need. Send it back home. Use it to do all the changes and make that farm of yours the best it could ever be. Finally hire some hands to make it as profitable as it could ever be. You're gone. You're the strongest hand there. Make sure that your mom is well taken care of."
Well, there's twice the horse trainer I'll ever be. She might need some help with the business, but that's not gonna come from money.
Won't it? Better equipment to plow the fields, more hands to work more fields, a larger barn to store more of those goods.
If Mom gets this money, she'll leave the farm. She'll go back to adventuring and probably get herself killed. That's not something I want.
And as you say that, you hear the voice of Vivian come from behind you. "Purity of mind, just as the waters of Avalon are pure. so must be your mind. Purge it of all avarice and desire.
I'll walk out the door of the tavern.
As you walk out the door of the tavern, when you open the door, you step into Phoenix's office. And before you, you see Phoenix and yourself arguing back and forth. You hear yourself go, "You are incompetent! You don't understand a thing what's going on! You don't deserve your title!" And Phoenix goes, "I have earned my title tenfold from what you have done." And then you see yourself go, "Well, that's it!" And you brandish your sword, and you go to start striking at Phoenix, who is unarmed.
Does the astral form of me do, like, are there two me, or is it...
There's a version of you in front of you attacking Phoenix, and there's Phoenix, like, standing in front of him, suddenly being hit with a sword.
Sally! I'll say that. Does he stop?
He doesn't stop from just hearing you.
Am I behind him or in front of him? To the side?
You're behind him.
Oh, I'll just walk up behind. I'm gonna jump on his back, and one hand slips under his throat, the other comes up behind his head, and I'm gonna jump on his back, wrapping my legs around his stomach, and fall back and just squeeze around his neck.
As you do that, he falls to the ground. He's like, "What did you hear yourself, like you hear your other version of you yell back at you like, "What are you doing? You know this is true!"
We don't know this is true. We've got feelings. We don't know. We don't know. And I'm just gonna squeeze for dear fucking life. 6 to 10 seconds is all it takes if it's around his neck good.
As you do that, as you hold on, and suddenly like the movement becomes less erratic and calms down. And as that happens, suddenly the version that you're holding starts morphing into Vivian, and you hear her say calmly, "Compassion. Aid the weak and have mercy, even for enemies from your home plane."
I know this. Is the door to Phoenix's office is behind me?
Yep.
How has Phoenix reacted to this?
It appears that Phoenix is calm and is staring at you.
I'll walk out the door.
As you stand up and look into Phoenix's eyes for the last time before you leave this office, suddenly the room around you starts to fade away. You start to hear cheers around you, and suddenly you are inside of an arena. Standing on the other side of this arena is the warlord from when you first met earlier.
The warlord.
The man in the plate armor.
Okay, the man in the plate armor.
And in between you and him, as if being some sort of referee, is that man from Colville who is sacrificing others. He goes, "Calderel, you must kill him. He is the keeper of your paladin powers, and you will not have them if you do not take them from him."
I'll drop my shield on the ground. I'll undo my sword, drop it to the ground, take off the greaves, drop them to the ground, and slowly start just taking my armor off. I'm going to look among the crowd. Do I see my father? Do I
No.
see Ravine?
No. So as You drop your shield. You throw your sword to the ground, and you start taking off your armor. When you take off your right greave, and you look at your burned hand, which you haven't done in a long, long time, you keep going. You take off your chest plate. And as you drop your chest plate to the ground, the plate armored man takes off his helm, and underneath it you see Vivian. And she says, "Life is sacred. It is the ultimate act of theft to kill another sentient being for one's own gain. An exception to this is killing done in self-defense or the defense of others."
Why are you telling me things I already know?
As you say that, you are now suddenly in front of a very foggy lake.
Do I recognize the lake, or is it too foggy?
You don't recognize the lake
Could
at
be any
all.
lake? Okay.
You kind of look around a little bit, kind of, gauge where you are, when you start hearing like plip, 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 as if someone's walking on top of the water. And as you turn around and look over, you see Vivian walking on the lake towards you, and says, "The last tenet is companionship and equality. The sentient life of this plane are your equals. Treat them with fairness and honesty. Respect others, but never allow them to tread upon you." And she gets up to you, and she puts her hand on your cheek. "Your final test is a lifelong one. As a paladin of my teachings, do you promise to uphold this tenet and all the ones from before this?"
I'm scared. I don't know if I can do that.
She kind of pats you on the cheek a little bit. "Everything in life, one should not throw themselves headlong with pure adrenaline. Everything in life is scared. Everything is scary. The future is unwieldy. Even gods like me, we do not see into the future. So, what did you say, Salutores Cal Zorel?"
I'll give it my best shot.
She smiles as she looks at you. "That's what I like to hear." And then she, kind of closes your eyes. And when they open again, you're back at the fountain.
Is the statue still the same?
Yeah, the statue is still the same.
Do I feel any different?
You feel a little more calm.
A little more sure of myself?
Just a little more. You're still scared of the future, a little bit. You don't know what's going to happen. But seeing Vivian again, and her actually kind of looking at you favorably, kind of gives you a little more self-assurance that maybe with the help of your friends, you can do anything.
I'm gonna say a quick prayer, and throw a couple bronze pieces in. I'm gonna pray for my mother, for the soul of my father, for Caphrael's family, for Oliphius' sister, because he's the only family member I've heard him mention in a kind light. I will pray for the souls of those of Grandpa's town, and I'll pray for Mihi's mother, and I will pray for peace and guidance, and then I will head back to the Amber Ale Inn for a night's rest.
All right. So you go back, you go in to your bed, and the tiredness of the day and this trial hits you as you lay in bed and fall asleep. And normally that's where we take break. And I think we will, because I spent that time fixing my computer and not going to the bathroom when I could have. So I think that's a perfect time for us to take a break.
That's fair.
Mini break.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
gonna
a
take
mini
the-
break. It won't be as long, but
Just 5 minutes?
It's a double break weekend.
yeah, I'd say maybe about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
Cool beans.
All right. Are we? Okay, cool. We're there now. Cool.
Are we muted on the audio outputs also?
Oh.
And we should be back. Oh, had myself muted in Discord, but we're back. We should be back.
Good job.
Sweet.
All right. So,
You got me eating on the stream. I didn't know we were back.
I gave you the countdown!
I look like a gremlin.
I always look like a gremlin. You get used to it.
I mean, I always look like a gremlin, but I thought you guys were still talking about how we betrayed Ethan.
Ooh, that was tough. That was tough.
That was so fun to plan.
What a night!
I was torn between like straight up seduction flirting and like acting like a lady with my noble's gown and stuff.
I don't think the noble stuff would have worked. He's a fun boy.
I went for a good middle ground.
I think you did good.
Everybody did great. That was awesome, guys. Thank you.
Also, betrayal is a really harsh word. I just like to think of it more as
We
planning
did
behind
name
his back.
Cal's nightmare paladin test. Cat name.
all right. So, we're back. So, everyone wakes up feeling refreshed from the night before, especially Cafrael and Cal.
When Cafriel wakes up, he is still in bed, knees up, reading her book.
You didn't sleep at all?
Dang.
You don't know. You're not there.
I hope your words per your pages per minute were pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent. It's reading for leisure, though, so I'm not going for count.
Oh, Mihi, did you ever sleep?
I'd rise and shine.
Did you wake up for me?
Yeah,
Did you go to bed?
of course. I just woke up before you.
Oh, sorry.
Insight test. Insight test. Insight test.
Alright,
You are not
I'll
there.
roll insight.
You are not there.
Slam the insight check button.
Sure, insight button.
Nothing like slamming that insight
I'm
button.
gonna roll my thing, but I'm not gonna tell you what skill it is. I'm just gonna tell you what the total is. Natural 14 plus 5. She's agreed.
Okay.
You're
By the
looking
way,
sick.
because you guys went to bed at like probably around 4 o'clock. Let's see, getting at least 7 hours of sleep, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 o'clock.
11. This one goes to 11.
Yes, about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like before noon.
Pre-noon,
Okay.
still doing better than college.
Yeah.
She'll look at you and give you a small smile. You look particularly rested.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just feel better. I had a weird dream, but it wasn't a bad one.
What happened?
I had a visit from a friend.
An old friend? Somebody you knew? She's kind of like idly flipping through pages. Actually, she's writing something. She's like pinned up against the book and writing something. An old friend?
Yeah. An old friend I didn't really realize was a friend.
Interesting. Like somebody you just casually passed and then realized they meant a lot to you, or?
You ever have someone who's just sort of in your life and you don't really realize that they're there, and then they come into the foreground?
No, sadly, I don't know anything like that. Well, there aren't a abundance of people in my life. but that sounds nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
When I wake up, can I go knock on Oliphius's door?
I don't see why not.
I also want to go check on Oliphius.
We can do this at the same time, I don't care.
Oh, are we all going? Okay, let's all go together.
Oh,
Don't you have
jeez,
to fix your
crib.
hair? Have you already done your hair yet?
She's actually already done. She's
Yeah.
all dressed and made up and everything when you wake up.
What? We don't want to overwhelm him, though.
It's your guys' decision. I'm doing this regardless of what you do.
I'm going.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to be left behind.
From down the hall, like, just leaving the door, Grandpa just yells, "Wow, breakfast sounds nice!" Just, like, down the hall. Goes down the stairs.
I knocked on Oliphius's door already.
No reply.
They're serving the special today, too! Yells up the stairs.
You hear like an
What's that
exasperated. We serve the special every day.
Would
Why are you yelling?
Would sleight of hand be lockpicking?
Then why is it special?
It's made with love.
I don't know. I don't want to know what everything else is made with.
Would sleight of hand be lockpicking?
You don't know if the door's locked yet.
Yes.
You just didn't answer.
Well, you would,
That's thieves' tools, isn't it?
yeah, you would need at least some thieves' tools with you.
I'm gonna try the door handle.
Calf, we can't just open the door. He might be...
Is it locked?
Oh no, it's not unlocked. But it doesn't open fully.
Is there a chain or something?
There's something in the way.
Ollie, are you okay?
Strength check to barrel into the door. Can I do that?
Sure.
Don't see why not.
16.
I don't know how much a dresser weighs.
Damn.
Are we?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, you took a full long rest.
Okay.
Caffrey, you don't just barge into people's...
So yeah, as you go, like it moves, like it doesn't move it like slam it all the way, but it moves the dresser like enough, and you like as you slam into the door, you hear a. It opens enough for someone to get through.
I'm gonna go in.
Caffrey, you need to...
When you go in, you see Oliphius with his shirt, cloak, and all that off. And he is frantically writing or scribbling some runes onto his body.
I'm gonna turn around, shut the door, and lock it.
Wait, but
Can we roll something? Because I would have tried to stop, like, going right after
Mickey's gonna
her.
turn to Cal and just like, do you get the feeling that she actually doesn't like any of us at all?
I want to contest that roll. I want to contest the
I was
fuck
gonna
out of her
make
shutting the
me
door on us.
make me a dexterity saving throw.
Me? Or
Yeah.
her?
You.
Okay. That's a 16.
A 16.
And what's her
Can you,
dexterity?
can you roll me a dexterity saving throw, Colleen?
Yeah. Come on, baby. 14.
Ah.
So literally, as you shut it and you go to like lock it, like lock the door, all of a sudden the door opens up.
Strength check.
Contested strength checks, I guess.
Oliphius,
Contested.
meanwhile, as you guys are
What if he-
literally barreling into his room.
Strength save or strength check?
I would say
Contested.
athletics.
Contested athletics?
Contested athletics
Oh,
check.
good.
This is-
While they're fighting for the door, Mihi is going to walk off in a huff, just like,
22.
and then walk downstairs.
All of this is going on. Oliphius is
19.
away from his bed and
Capriel shuts the door.
Locks.
far away as possible.
Trapped in a room with me.
I'm gonna sit by the door. Fuck it.
I know.
I don't give a shit.
I'm going down with Grandpa.
Don't want to hurt you guys.
Okay. I'm staying over here.
Please get out.
I want to talk to you. Have you ever factored in my decision? You've been so busy about worrying and fretting about whether or not you'll hurt me. You've never taken into account whether or not I want to be around you. That should matter, shouldn't it?
We have only known each other for 3 days.
So?
What possible impact have I made that would make any of you want to be near me?
You agreed to help me with a personal vendetta of mine. That's not nothing. I didn't even have to explain myself to you.
I only agreed with it
Matters.
because I was already partly thinking of it in my own volition. Obviously, he is a weak link that is bringing everyone else around him down. Thus, the weak fall to the strong, so that the strong are not hindered, and society as a whole is stronger for it.
And I think that's interesting about you. I think that you have an interesting outlook on life. And I want to know more about you. And I want to spend time with you. So I want to be around you. And that's my decision. And where that gets me is not your problem. Okay? If I get hurt, then that's on me.
But if you get hurt, it's because of a power I can't control.
And I knew that.
Who's
I knew
ever
that very well.
Who's ever heard of a wizard that can't control his own power?
I did. You told me. And I chose to be around you anyway. I know what I'm getting into. I'm not a child. You don't have to protect me. Haven't you seen what I'm capable of?
Yes, and I think you're a very good fighter, and I don't think you need me anywhere near you to continue doing what you do best.
I had some revelations last night. Do you remember the night that Mihi attacked Grandpa?
Vaguely.
It was like the other night.
Well, I only know of it through what Grandpa told us, is what I'm saying.
That wasn't a cultist. That was me.
Okay. Raises an eyebrow.
Do you remember when those rats lurched at each other? Even though they were obviously dead?
Yes, necromantic magic.
That
Yes.
was me. That was not cultist, that was me.
I will need to change a couple pages of my book.
I am apparently as much of a wild card as you are. So, just... Please, Olivia, it is our decision to be around you. We support you, we care about you. And personally, I want to get to know you. And I hope that you feel the same. and I'll respect your decision if you don't want to be around me. But if it's because you think you're protecting me, then that's not something that I can stomach, because I don't want to be protected. Not from a friend. Because that's just stupid.
If I'll be down in a little bit.
I think that you're very special and powerful. And I hope that you think so too. And I hope that you think that's a good... And she's gonna unlock the door and leave.
He is going to go back to what he was doing.
Understandable.
One thing that you could tell, just for appearance-wise, it looks like he did not get restful sleep.
No.
Does that mean you're taking a point of exhaustion?
No, he slept, but it was definitely one of those nights where you toss and turn, and you probably woke up a couple times in the night.
Okay.
As Caphriel leaves, I'm just gonna shut the door behind her. I'm not gonna go into the room, I'm just gonna shut the door. Yeah,
it's like, are we doing this one at a time? Is this
Nope. I was gonna respect your privacy, but somebody else didn't.
Take a number, please.
Hey, Oliphius, I can understand why you don't want to talk to me. I've been a bit of an asshole, and I'm sorry for speaking on things that I didn't fully understand. I appreciate your help in this endeavor. I know you don't want to be here, and I'm fine after last night. We're all fine. And I will go get dressed and do my hair.
Gotta get that curl.
I gotta get the perfect curl.
Takes at least an hour.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take. It's kind of natural.
Just on the curl.
Yeah,
Just an hour on the curl. That's more oblong than perfectly circular.
Well, it's all naturally curly, so it's more like waxed back and then the perfect curl. And anyways, and then I'll head down to breakfast.
Alright, well, breakfast as a loose
Yeah.
Brunch.
at this point.
Brunch.
Yeah, Capriel is having a special.
Hell yeah.
So as you guys are eating,
Oliphius will eventually come down, just order some coffee.
so yeah, as you guys are eating, mostly in silence, due to Oliphius not wanting to speak much, and most of you having thoughts of the previous night on in your head. Yeah. It's about this time that someone walks into the tavern. They appear to be in guard clothes, and they come up to you. They come to you guys and say, "Lieutenant Phoenix would like a word with you. There is something that you all should see."
Okay.
Do we have to?
I don't think we have a choice.
I think you guys will want to see this. At least one of you. And looks over at Cal.
Why me?
Lieutenant Phoenix will brief you on the situation.
Okay.
Can I do an insight check to kind of get his general demeanor of like, does he sound urgent? Does he sound like he's worried, scared, that kind of thing?
Can I make my own insight check? Because I can't aid, but that's really particular.
Sure.
21.
Also
21.
21.
21! 21. you both get this get the inkling that like he is sorry.
Like remorseful or
Yeah.
The guard is, or he thinks Lieutenant Phoenix is remorseful.
I think
The guard is. The guard is
Yeah.
feeling. You don't know what Lieutenant Phoenix is feeling because he's
Yeah.
not there.
okay.
Guys, I think you all
God,
should-
if Jenkins is dead, I am going to rage quit.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Why do you always ask on the people that I don't have
Always-
names prepared? And
always
you never
ask
ask on the
about
people I
me.
do.
That's
how
is
we
my
work.
fault.
Ask them their name. The
Only on the
tactic.
people I don't have prepared for, and never on the people that I do.
Guys, I
Um,
think you should all probably not.
My name is
probably-
Roger.
Alright, Roger.
Roger.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to him.
Give us just a minute. We'll be out in. We need to collect our things from our rooms, but we will be right outside.
Yes, take your time. And he turns around and walks off.
Grandpa winds around like, "Holy shit, you guys! What's happening?"
Don't know.
I'm
Don't
going
care.
to be ready for a fight.
And what? We're just going to fight Phoenix in the broad light of day?
Why not?
He didn't seem. His tone seemed like he was more possibly sad or sorry. I don't know exactly if we're being ordered to the mercy of Phoenix. I think something happened.
Something.
Doesn't sound
Call
good
me a little
either way.
crazy, but I'm a bit worried about Jenkins, if I'm honest.
Only
If
one way
anything
to
has
find
happened
out.
to Jenkins, then I'm going to... Right now.
I'm gonna take off running.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna run out.
Well, I guess that's our cue.
I just had a really big revelation. I'm booking it. Kyle
Okay.
is out the door towards the guard shack.
Check.
The guard shack.
What
Wow,
the
that
precinct,
is...
whatever these people
We called
call
it
their
the garrison
headquarters.
last time.
The
We called it
garrison,
the
yeah, the garrison.
I'm sorry, the guard shack is the local gay bar.
Mm.
You're going the wrong way, Cal. That's
And like the tagline is, it's a little old place where we get together.
yeah.
Got their own theme song. It's nice.
Olivia's gonna head, but he is going to hang behind.
Yeah, I think like me, he's gonna look at Olivius and they kind of give like a knowing look between each other as the two who didn't run out the door, and they'll go together.
I was gonna
Grandpa-
say, you guys are gonna do a light jog as opposed to the other three who
Light.
are bolting it.
Yeah, Grandpa mostly is running out to basically tell
Okay.
with and say, like, hey, that one likes his morning cardio, we're heading towards the guard shack.
The guard
Anyway.
shack. It's a little early for that.
Oh, sorry, not the guard shack. That was last night. The garrison.
Oh, is that part of Vivian's thing?
One of the tenants.
In my notes, I'm gonna say guard check equals gay bar.
Perfect.
um,
Yeah, we had.
so you bolt it. Mihi and Olivius are gonna take a while to get there, but you guys bolted over to the garrison, and as you guys get closer and closer, it appears that there are people starting to gather
Oh boy.
around the garrison. Not like too much, not too packed, but like, you know, enough where it kind of slows you down a little bit, but not by a
Something
lot.
has happened. Yeah. One of those.
Took off his glasses. Things are getting real.
Yeah.
As you guys, as the three of you bust into the door to the garrison, you see
Dead Phoenix, dead Phoenix, dead Phoenix.
you see a lot of people in there. Cal, you recognize a lot of these people. Aside from the
Right.
guards that are there,
From Windsor's Landing, I recognize a lot of
you
them.
see people from Windsor's Landing.
Do I see my mother, Do I see Bran Marie? Do I see her parents?
So many names.
I'm going to
Quick, everyone, write these down.
I'm going to Phoenix's office.
You look around, feverishly looking around. You don't see any of the people you're looking for, and when
Do I see anybody I recognize?
You see quite a bit of people you recognize.
closest-
Mostly people who are from town.
Does anybody see me and they're like, Cal?
A couple of people look at you and kind of like they look at you and then they look away. They can't keep eye contact with you.
I'm gonna grab the closest one to me.
I'm not. You let me speak, jeez.
Okay, sorry.
As you're looking around, that's about the time when Caffriel and Grandpa finally get in the door. And before you can take a step over towards one of the people, one of the guards comes up to you and says, "Please, you must go to Lieutenant Phoenix's office."
Do I know the person's name that I'm was about to grab? I'll let myself be dragged away, but do I know their name?
Yeah, you do. It would have been. Let me just double check that I'm just gonna say the right thing. You probably see one of the boatswain's sons. And then you get dragged away.
Okay.
As you are...
The glasses are off, it's real.
I'm gonna do a different...
Music's changing. How many dead parents are there?
You walk into Phoenix's office, and inside of Phoenix's office is Maddock with Phoenix.
Who's Maddock?
Maddock Windsor.
Oh, the oldest? Son. Is that the oldest child?
No, that's the second oldest.
The one with the owl, the ranger?
Yeah, he's the game warden.
The game warden, yeah, but he has the owl? Or is that the third child?
No, you're thinking the third. You're thinking the third son, who's the falconer.
Okay.
You see Maddock sitting there.
Lord Maddock, what brings you here? Why is everybody here?
He looks up at you.
Everybody.
And you can see on his face. It's fine. You can see on his face the look of sadness and shame. He takes a deep breath, stands up. He goes, "Our home is gone."
Why is it gone?
An army came through, ransacked the entire town. We don't know whose army. We had to leave so many behind.
She stayed behind, didn't she?
He looks you in the eyes. Yeah. She did. She told us to go. And she would hold them off and delay them as long as possible.
Who stayed with her?
A lot. A lot of the guards stayed. You see him start to shake his head as tears start to form around his eyes.
Your
My older brother,
father?
Dylan, stayed behind. My father stayed behind. Some of the other townsfolk, they couldn't leave. They couldn't outrun what came.
There was a family that lived a farm over from mine. Did they stay?
Your mother said that she knew the attack was happening when she heard screams coming from over in that direction.
You must be fucking happy, aren't you, you son of a fucking bitch? And I'm gonna look directly at Phoenix.
Hold on, I need a moment for me to take that hit.
Oh!
Hold on. I genuinely need a moment for myself right now.
No, take your moment. I'm ready when you are.
What?
Cal, please.
You're not there.
No, she's there.
I am.
No, you guys are there.
Oh, really? I thought only Cal
You
was
guys were
brought
taken
in.
back with them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Have Olivius and I arrived yet?
What did their armor look like? I'm gonna say to
not yet.
Lord Maddock.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
You said something to someone else first, and
Yeah.
they're gonna get there
Phoenix.
first.
It was the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix goes, I'm sorry, what?
Cal, don't.
You sent for me.
And
You could
you
have
can
given
see-
a rat's
you-
ass
Hold.
if the rest of the group showed up. A lot of people are dead right now.
Cal.
Why would I be happy about that? And as you get a better look at his face, it looks like he had also been crying. His face is red, that red
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
you're
that-
also crying. It's like that. Like his face is like that kind of red, and it
Kinda
looks like he
puffy.
had tears come. Yeah, it's red, puffy, and it looks like tears have been streaming down his face as well.
Cal, please.
Cal, I know we've had our
appreciate-
disagreements, and I know you're feeling a lot of pain right now, but this is no excuse to.
Caffrey's
Blame
gonna
this.
try to very gently take Cal's hand.
I'll take her hand. I'm sorry. I'm hurting,
It's
and we've had our disagreements.
it's fine, Cal. I understand more than you know.
What did their armor look like?
And when she says that, I'm gonna look. I'm
Yeah.
watching her face very fucking closely right now.
Maddox goes, I don't know, I didn't get a good look at them. None of us did. It was
What colors
in
were
the
they
dark of
flying?
night.
Did you see the colors of their banners?
I could not. It
Phoenix,
was so dark that night. I didn't see. We were all so busy trying to escape. We didn't think to look. It was- I don't know.
am I by a window?
Yeah, there's a phoenix. There's a phoenix. There is a window in Phoenix's office. It's past his you have to walk a little past him to get to the window.
What's closest to me? A door, a desk, a chair?
What can I
I'd say right now you probably walked in and saw them and didn't step any further in. So you're probably like maybe 3 steps in front of the door.
And I would be right behind you, like
Yep.
just in front of the door. Cafe next to you.
Are we there
What
yet?
do I turn in? What is? I'm gonna look over my shoulder at Grandpa. What's on his face right now?
Eyes just wide. Can't say a thing. Mouth kind of open.
I would say probably at this point is when Oliphius and Mihi are led to the office. You two are like come to the office and you see.
What about the 2 youngest siblings, the Aloris and what was her? Was it Elizabeth?
It was Elise.
Elise.
It was Elise.
and
So it was
yeah.
the siblings went Dylan, Maddox, Swain, Elise, and Edward.
Is Elise? Did I see Elise and Edward?
You saw Elise and Edward. But they were like farther off, like in a corner.
I'm gonna let go of Caffrail's hand and go to Elise and Edward.
Oh, she's not in the room.
Oh, but I know they're
She
not.
was in
I'm
the
leaving the
previous-
room. I'm leaving the
Oh.
room.
Okay. So yeah, Cal, you kind of like leave the room and you pass by.
Grandpa
I'm going to assume, probably tears starting to form in your eyes. That's my assumption.
They're
I'm
welling up.
like-
They haven't fallen
Oh.
yet, but they're welling up.
Oh yeah, that's why I said they're starting to form.
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't say
welling
they-
up.
Grandpa doesn't move from in front of the door. He's just like almost like in shock. Kind of not all there.
Phoenix looks up at you, at the rest of you, because now the rest of you are in this office, except for Cal, who left. He looks at you guys, and he goes, based on the information that I was told by Maddox here, I would say the army will reach Multhir in 3 days.
So we have an approaching army and cultists within.
Yeah.
I suggest you send some guards to bar up those entrances into the sewer.
Maddox,
Agreed.
were there any imps among them? Were there any supernatural beings with them? Or was it just people?
I didn't notice. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary other than the forms of people as they burned some houses down.
This can't be a coincidence.
So Callus, we're going to get to you. You get to the other room.
As Cal walked past me, his hand's like gonna reach out like she wants to grab him and stop him, but then pulls back at the last second.
You make it into the room and you see Elise and Edward standing in the corner. Not really. They're not talking. They're not really looking around. They kind of have like blank expressions on their faces.
When I walk up, do I smell alcohol on Edward?
You don't.
I'm sorry that I had to see you both again under such unfortunate circumstances.
Elise looks up at you. As tears start to form on her eyes, she reaches out and grabs a hold of you in a hug and squeezes tightly. And then she begins to weep.
And I'll give her a hug, and I'll look at Edward and I'll say, you remember the water? And you remember how you dragged us both under?
He kind of like looks looks down, and he can't reach your gaze.
Now is a time when everybody here is being dragged under. Your brothers, your sister, your people, the people of this city. And I will reach my one hand out from hugging Elise to his shoulder. I need you to be that rock that you're supposed to be. And it's not going to be easy.
He puts his hand on top of your wrist, and kind of like lays it there. And then he like kind of grips it a little tighter, like not enough to be like where it's painful, but like enough where it's like you can feel him like kind of like that last bit of like a nobleman's ignorance seep away.
Mm-hmm. Where are Cafrael and Mihi at? They're back at Phoenix's office?
They're still in the office.
After I say that, I will let go of Elise's hug, and I'm going to go back into the office, and,
I assume in that time Mihi and Oliphius will get caught up on what happened.
Unless they were like starting new information, Cafrael was gonna start to get antsy and like think about bailing and look for Cal. She's glancing towards the door a lot.
I would like to continue my conversation with Phoenix at some point.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
I was saying, I would like to continue the conversation with Phoenix.
Yeah, originally he was saying like he should he should block up the sewer.
Oh yes. Okay, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I heard that. I just didn't.
Well, sometimes my mic goes in and out, so I don't know when you do hear something or don't.
That's fair.
Oliphius is going to say, and whatever your relationship with the Baron is, I feel like we need to be informed on it so that we can help you in any way, you and Molthir, in any way that we can. And I would like to persuade him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Nice.
Jeez, you have +7 persuasion? Damn.
He looks up at you. Kind of like nods his head. I agree. I'd say about this time, that's when Cal comes back in. Phoenix looks over at Maddox and says, Lord Maddox, I need a word with these people. Please go comfort your family and your people. They need it. Maddox stands up, kind of like brushes the tears from his eyes, and walks out of the room. Phoenix looks over at Cal and says, please shut the door.
I'll shut the door.
He looks up at the lot of you and goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for yelling at you. I should not have. That was uncalled for. You can see he's trying to fight back the tears. It's just... some things in my past get the better of me sometimes. And yesterday was definitely one of them. And like you see as he like blinks quickly, and like a single tear kind of comes down his cheek. But Olympius, you're right. My relation with the Baron is that I was sent here by our king with part of his army to watch over Milthier. We were put in charge of the town guard to make sure there was no corruption from within. And we made sure that there were people about. Some hidden, some not. To see if anyone from Yamar sent in spies or any kind of insurgents.
I can imagine you can say that once the idea of the cultists were brought to your attention, that you could say that you were justified in being sent here.
A little bit, yes. Though, to my knowledge, it has nothing to do with the war. I'm glad that I'm here to help in any way I can.
And we are here to help as well.
I know.
What started this war, Phoenix?
From what I heard, it was a trade deal gone south with Yamar.
And I'm watching Cafrael as he tells this story. There's a heads up.
In Eidolon, we don't have any natural resources of Mithril, while they have plenty over in Yamar. This is why such a small kingdom compared to ours is able to thrive as much as it can. Since we purchase Mithril from them, it only makes sense that we go through, shipping companies to ship it from here and there. And yes, don't worry, I've looked into it. It wasn't the rolling round. When that trade deal went south, our king was quite upset, I would say. He told him the advisor of the king informed him that perhaps declaring war would kind of scare Yamar into fixing the deal that they had given us.
What's this advisor's name? I'm not very good on...
What is the what's name?
The advisor's
Advisor.
name.
I do not know the advisor's name. I've never seen him. So, when we declared war, and Yomar didn't budge, we thought that maybe... No. Our king may have been angry, but he wasn't angry enough to go through.
Insight check.
So, alright, go for it.
I feel like this guy's getting this through a lot of secondhand.
He probably is, but I want to make sure because I've got a first-hand account. That's only a 6.
It's kind of hard to read him.
A lot has just been brought to light.
A lot
for
has just
you,
happened,
so-
especially a lot of information is going through your head in such a time where such tragedy has hit your life.
Fuck it. Is there a
That's
chair?
it.
Please tell me there's a chair near me.
Yeah, there's a chair.
Can I grab the chair and launch it through the window, please?
Excessive?
Let him finish.
Make a strength check.
Because there were tensions for like a year.
It's a 14.
14. Yeah. So you pick up the chair, and as you pick it up to throw, Phoenix kind of gets a look of surprise, and
We all give it.
quickly steps out of the way, and as you throw the chair, the chair impacts with the window. It doesn't break through, but you see it spider webs out as the chair clamber falls and clambers to the ground.
I would actually scream, but I don't want to blow anybody's eardrums out.
No, that's fair.
Capriel's just gonna put it very gently, put a hand on his arm, and shake her head almost imperceptibly, no, don't.
Phoenix
And
looks
I
you in the eye.
scream in rage and in pain and in loss, and I'm going to just slide backwards down the wall, my face in my hands.
Mihi's gonna.
And I'm
she's
going to be
gonna-
saying matron and Marie just over and over again.
Mihi's
He's
gonna,
gonna
walk
follow
over.
him and
Yeah.
hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's got Capriel on one side, Mihi on the other. Both kind of putting hands on him, trying to make sure he feels okay.
If I may,
Yeah.
Phoenix, I don't think we have really enough time to go through the entire backstory of this situation. I think we need to know your Baron, your relationship with the Baron, so that we can help. And I think some of us need to definitely have some time to decompress.
I agree. My relationship with the Baron is that since I was put in charge of the guard and security, I would be the one he goes to when he tries to make new laws or new policies on how trade comes in and out of the city and how it's sold.
An interesting position, to say the least.
Yeah, I've been a little stressed because the Baron doesn't seem to want to listen to anything I say. I don't expect any of you to fight off the incoming force. I could never ask that for civilians. The only thing I ask, and he looks at Grandpa in the eyes, is that while I am now preparing for an invasion, you guys are now in full control of the situation with the cult. I cannot take the time to watch over your backs and try to piece this together myself like I have been trying to.
We are gonna need all of the information you gathered for the 9 corpses within the wagon.
They weren't corpses, though they were in a magically induced coma.
They weren't corpses.
No, they lived.
Interesting. That explains a lot from what we gathered from within the sewers.
We didn't get much.
Nor
The only
did
thing we
we.
got from them is that they were from Wheatonham. And by our estimations, they were taken about a week ago.
That lines up with a lot of other kidnappings.
Yeah. So,
What other people have arrived within a week? We can find any records that we can, but if there's anything else that you know of individuals or large trading companies that have come in within a week, I think those bear investigating.
this is a large city, and it's a trading hub in nature. There have been a lot of people who have come in and out within a week.
I think I know where I need to go. I'm so sorry
luck out
for the
there.
loss within this country. I'm very sorry for the current situation that is going on. I merely wish to I merely wish to aid in such a way that this city doesn't also fall. I thank you for your help, Phoenix.
No, thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck in these coming days.
He looks at you in the eyes and says, "And are you, Olivius?" Now, and he tries to steal himself. If you excuse me, I have preparations to make. We have an army coming at our doorstep in 3 days, and I must make sure that the army is prepared.
Phoenix. When was the war declared?
A little more than a week ago, a year ago.
The anniversary was a week ago.
And when was the first attack launched on Yonghar?
There have been no attacks on Yomar. We have sent a couple platoons of armies to guard the border to show a sign of strength, but they've been under direct orders never to engage or never cross the border.
Has there been any further leads in the
Did you mute yourself on purpose, Alex? Or
No! No!
Has there been
Insight
any...
check. I'm gonna do an insight
Fuck
check
meta knowledge!
By the way,
on insight check.
nobody else may be, but Mihi is openly weeping. Only the one eye that you can see, but she is just full on sobbing.
There were questions that I have, but only through meta knowledge do I know that this exists!
And Grandpa finally kind of snapping out of it in the bed. Is
But
going,
hold on, wait, hold on. Let me do Capriel first. Real
Yeah,
quick.
okay, go ahead.
What does the 17 on insight give me?
From what you can tell, he is telling you the truth to the best of his knowledge.
Okay. Gabrielle glances away and she's like, I mean, Are there troops still at the border?
There are a few. Though the ones over at Procton Tower have gone missing, but other than that, yeah. Because that one's gone, most of them are either to the center or to the west borders.
Imagine some of them are
Has
moving.
anyone heard from the Marquess Cownot Cliffs?
No.
At this point, Grandpa's finally going to kind of snap out of it, and he's going to just simply sit in the corner, put his alms box in front of him, and start dropping copper coins one by one, and they get consumed in the flame as each one hits the bottom. Just other than that, just silence.
I'll stand up. Olithius, that little trick you do, can I clean this up? And it's just like tears. It's just tears and snot and but can I clean this up?
Yes, it can.
If you would be so
Cast prestidigitation.
if you would be
It
so
doesn't get rid of the swelling, but it does get rid of the mark.
it just looks it's just puffy.
Yeah. Now it just looks like you have an allergic reaction. I'm sorry, I can't get rid of that. I've tried.
If you may, I know a remedy from my mother for that.
How fast does it work?
Pretty.
At the moment, I feel like we have some research we need to do. I have some great suspicion on the coincidence of it all.
As do I.
We'll reach out to you when we have more information.
Please.
And we should probably consider using these sewers as a way to escape. If worse comes to worse.
Phoenix, if you learn more about the army, please let us know.
I will.
I hate to suggest such thing as a martial law, but I do recommend some form of post around any known exits out of the sewers. With how the cult that we have dealt with thus far, it is not wild to suggest that they might be hiding under there waiting for an opportunity. And such a thing as preparations for an oncoming army, I do think a few missing individuals might slip through the cracks.
Was it just a hunch? Had you just seen smugglers like that before that kept bodies in hidden compartments that you needed to take apart an entire wagon for?
I'm sorry, say it one more time. You kind of breaking in and out there.
Was it just a hunch? Did you just kind of you encountered tricks like that before, Phoenix?
Being a god for a while before I joined the army, it gives you a couple of insights on how people try to get around your laws. So, some could call it partially a hunch and partial experience.
We're gonna follow up on Olithius' leads and we'll touch base with you same time tomorrow if that's all okay with you.
If you're too busy for tomorrow, we understand. We'll hand it off to someone else to give to you later.
Yes, it sounds good. If I'm not here, Give it to whoever is up at the desk at the time. I'll make sure that gets to me.
Sounds good. With that twirl of the cloak, Aliphius heads out of the room.
I'm gonna take a moment to steel myself.
Gabriel's gonna help him.
Put on the best Cal Zarel smile I can.
I'd like to help, like.
Oh, that's a pain. That is a pain Superman smile.
Cal in the center, Caffriel and me flanking him.
Hey Cal, can you roll me a performance check?
Performance check? Yeah, I can do that.
Smile when there's tragedy.
At disadvantage?
Everyone knows it's okay.
It's a terrible day for rain.
Oh, this is a terrible day for rain. Oh, it hurts.
It's a 14.
Hey.
That's not too
Not
bad.
too bad. As you walk out, it's
Are people looking when I walk out?
yeah. I mean, it's people are gonna look when they hear noise, and some of them are gonna see you as they walk out. You do have a smile on your face, but it's not like the wide
The
Cal
normal
Zarel
Cal Zarel smile
teeth
that everybody
grin.
knows. Yeah.
It's more like you're smiling. You're giving as much as you possibly can.
Does anybody walk up to me? Like Lord Maddock, Lord Edward, Lady Elise?
One of the boatswain sons comes up to you.
Where are you all staying at?
We have been given quarters to live in the city, as well as a couple of surrounding inns. And he puts his hand on your shoulder.
And I'm gonna return it, and I'm gonna use thaumaturgy, and I'm going to say, whatever it takes, it's all going to be okay. And I'll leave after that.
He looks over at you, and as you leave, he says, Cal, you still owe me that drink.
I still owe you that drink. Amber Ale Tavern.
See you tonight.
See you tonight. And I'll leave the garrison.
As you guys have all left the office, Grandpa has not left. He's still sitting in the corner, dropping in coins, one by one.
And with that, I don't know how we're gonna top that. I think that's where we're gonna call the session tonight.
I think that's a good spot.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait 3 weeks.
Yeah, now we're gonna wait.
Yeah,
Wait,
3 weeks is way too long.
Let's be real
next
here.
one?
Let's
Yeah,
be
let's
real here, everybody. Summary for tonight. Oof.
Yeah.
God, I have so many theories on what's
If they were
going on.
flying black and green as their flag colors, mega oof.
Mega Ooh. Would that upgrade from Mega Ooh to Big Ol' Yikes?
That you asked me to send you the crest of my family the other day.
Yeah, I was wondering why I needed to come up with a crest for the Windsors.
No, I needed them for the World Bible, like I told you guys.
Oh, I've got so many theories.
When's our next session, Adam?
So our next session, I'm gonna make some more cheering music.
Yeah.
No, keep that bad music. That is how this session went.
It would most likely have to be the 5th, I would imagine.
Yeah, our next session is going to be on January 5th, because we're taking the next couple weeks off because people will be out of town, celebrating the holidays with their families. So we're taking the 22nd and the 29th off, and we'll be right back on January 5th at 4 o'clock Mountain Time.
The biggest.
That's way
So-
too long. Why did you drop this bombshell when you knew it was going to be a
Damn it,
2 week?
Adam.
Gotta let us mull it over.
Oh man, I
So-
know I'm going to blow up your guys'
The worst
Discord with my
part-
theories.
The worst part is that they don't even know that they attacked Yomhar.
Well,
That is
Lieutenant
the
doesn't know,
biggest
but there's a
thing.
nameless face.
A nameless face.
that-
Anyway, before we continue with
Yeah.
theories,
We'll shut down.
Yeah.
we hope to see all of you guys on the 5th again. Thank you so much for joining us. And how about y'all have yourselves a wonderful night?